Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
You're now tuned in to the Revolution podcast.
But that's my point, is that if this is really what you guys believe, like, how despicable are we as a species? That your answers are not like, oh, I spend the day with my homegirls and we'll go do each other's nails. And that was so stupid. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, make cupcakes. I don't know. But if that's what women are thinking, like, yo, I'm not going to get attacked if men don't exist for whatever many days or hours.
So I've told you this. So for me, it was a much nicer world when I was married, when certain things had to get done that he took care of. Going to the mechanic is one. So I'm from Southern California, as everyone here knows. And so someone knew someone that knew someone that could fix the car. So I never was faced with having to actually go to a mechanic. And then once, fast forward, I'm divorced and having to do all of this. I've walked into a mechanic office, and asked for, I need to get this done. And I'm like, oh, sorry, it was just a long day. I'll be your shoulder to lean on if you need that. This is a professional environment. Like, he's the manager. I'm like, it's fine. I'll go somewhere else. And I walked out and I'm like, really?
Well, okay. So, and again, it blows my mind, because you told me a story, Susan, about when you were in school and you were cheerleading and you were walking to school. And I'm like, because in my mind, I can't even process this scenario. Like, I don't get, just because I'm going to mess up the story. So go ahead and what happened?
So I was, a teenager, being a cheerleader. We had to go, when it was home games, we had to go early to practice. And so it was like maybe 6 a.m. And, it's foggy, it's cold. I'm already in my cheerleading uniform, ready to go. And I'm walking by myself to school. So the streets are kind of lonely at that time. And I didn't live far from the school, but it really traumatized me after this when I was walking and next to me a car pulls up. I'm not even looking, because I'm not the type to even pay attention to anybody that's trying to even get at me or talk to me. They make me feel uncomfortable. Really, they do. And especially at that age, you get scared. So this guy pulls up next to me and he's trying to get my attention. And he's like talking very loud because he's literally on the curve. And he says, hey, how do I get to this address? Getting me to look like he wants to show me the address.
Right.
So I look over and he's fully naked, jacking off. And I was only in 6th grade.
See, that blows. I can't even fathom that.
I hadn't even seen that before, honestly, right. At that age. My parents never really exposed me to anything like that. They were very overprotective when it came to sexual stuff or even having those kind of talks with me. So it really traumatized me, and I literally ran to school right after that. I ran like in panic.
So I can imagine that.
But I kept it to myself. I didn't even tell anyone. Like, I told my friends, but not like I didn't tell the adult or anybody.
Right.
See, but how's that? Because then she's in a place of guilt. Like, she did something wrong.
Right.
That fear.
I felt scared.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't the first time it happened. There was another time too where I was walking to school early for the same reason. And I was at the red light pushing the button to cross the street. And then comes a car with 2 male older Hispanics going to work. You could tell because of their work truck.
Right.
They're right there literally at the red light, and they get off.
Huh?
They get off to try to grab me and try to put me in their truck. And I started screaming and like trying to hit them and like trying to fight. But then one of them, the driver, ran back to the driver's seat because 2 more cars came and were like honking at
Right.
them, and they were going to get off already to help me. So right away, they just took off. But I never even told my mom. And I was like 2 blocks down from my house. And instead of running back home, I ran to school, you know, and
wow. See, this.
and that really traumatized me to the point where I would not walk to school by myself after that day.
I mean, I could imagine.
But even walking home from school, like from elementary, junior high, and high school, gardeners were the worst. They were the worst. I would be walking and they're making kiss noises, telling me, come here for a second. Come here. You know, what? And we lived in a great neighborhood. And did I ever tell my parents? No. I just dealt with it. This was just something I was taught as a kid, that men have no regard for you and they're just gonna go after whatever they want in the moment.
See, I don't even know how to, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I really think they go for it. Like, this is my mentality. I think they go for it. They say what they want to say. They do what they want to do. Because if you think about it, maybe 1 out of 100 or 1 out of 50 will actually go for it.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure there is women
right.
that, like how we find it so corny or stupid or retarded for men to give us a stupid compliment, like, oh girl, you made my day, da da da. You know, like
you really think that there's a woman that was like, oh my God, did I?
Yes, there is. And I've seen it before.
So then it only takes one.
So I'm like, well, we don't like how they say one woman's trash is another woman's treasure. So it's like they're, I mean, I don't know how they feel about themselves, the woman, but
so let me ask you this. Because that just, seriously, I wouldn't even know. Like, as a boy, I would never know. Like, it would, if you told me a girl was going to pull up naked, like, I'd be like, oh, really? Because that's so far removed from our universe, you know what I mean, as men, that, like, it's almost impossible to understand what you guys deal with, you know, and trying to, like, you know, be like, yo, this is crazy. Aside from the extreme stuff, because, you know, someday I may have a daughter. I don't know. But right now I'm raising a young man.
Yeah.
And so what would you say is a good way to teach a young man, like, how to respectfully, even if he, you know, he wants to holler, you know, because I haven't hollered at nobody in 100 years. So I have no clue. You know, all my game is from the 90s. So, you know, I still call girls Ma and Shorty. So so I wouldn't even know. But, like, you know, baby age 9, so he's a little bit off from that. But, you know, whatever, when he gets older, what would be a good way for him to say, like, does he have to be like, excuse me, miss, but you're looking very well today. You look very intelligent. I was hoping that you might be interested in maybe spending some time in the same vicinity together. Like, what would I tell baby Ada? Like,
so first of all, I would recommend that if you're really interested in somebody, you approach them by yourself and not with a group of people, because the group of people tells me you want a show and you're doing it for you and not for me.
That's a good note. I can see that. Okay.
So one-on-one.
Okay.
Be a real human.
Fellas, one-on-one.
Second, I feel like it's just about respect. I mean, the reality is this, again, everybody's different. So for me, I am always going to be respectful if somebody comes to me respectfully. Mm-hmm. But the world we live in, everything is so social media. So I will also defend men a little bit. We have made it weird for men to approach a woman like a normal person.
Right.
Because a woman would rather give a man attitude like, oh my God, but then be swiping left or right with the guy across the counter. Boom. So really, we want chivalry, but then, or we want a gentleman, we want the approach, but we're actually giving a mixed signal.
Because actually, that's a point that some of the dudes brought up that I talked to this week. They were like, women say they want a nice guy, but the nice guy gets friend zoned, and it's always the jerk, the ones that get it. So what do y'all want?
So that's different, though. When you say the jerk, I don't know that that's the same as like in person versus online, right? Because let a man be disrespectful or jerk to me, I'm not going to find him. I'm not going to want that guy either. So I think that's a different topic. The jerk and the friend.
I'm just telling you what they telling me. That the douchebag is the one that gets the girl, and the nice guy is the one in the friend zone holding her purse at the mall.
Okay, now we're also talking about what type of woman too. So that's a different. But what would you say to?
No, I think that like men already know what they want or who they want. And like women, I think it's the same thing. Like I know who I want, I know who I want to talk to, who I don't want to talk to,
Is he watching right now?
Do we want to give a shout out?
You know what I mean? You gonna throw out some Instagram handles?
I mean, who you're gonna like,
hold hands with?
No, like, you put your attention and your time on who you want. And when that person that you want doesn't give you that or is not giving it to you at the moment, you go and you be with the ones that you're saying that are on the friend zone, and then not be with them, but you go and you hang out or you spend time, whatever.
Those little compliments and then you get your little fix.
Yeah, exactly. And then
okay, so I'm gonna stop you right there. So do you see how y'all are kind of, do you see what I'm talking about? It's not just us. Y'all be on some,
but not doing anything inappropriate.
But that's even okay. I'm just, from a guy's perspective. I'm good enough to give you your little fix of like you look pretty and all that good stuff. But then, what I mean, when you need to hold somebody's hand to put it in
I still feel like it's being taken into a different direction. Here's why I say that. Either you're attracted to somebody or you're not. You either like them or you don't. Because you can't say, already, and you can't say that you've never had a female friend that you friend zone. I feel like if I've been friend zoned, if a man, I got in the conversation. This ain't even about me. It goes both ways. We can all friend zone, and if someone's put in a friend zone, you're there. So you either have a conversation about it or you stay there and you're nice and cozy in the friend zone.
Again, it goes back to in our lifetime.
Okay.
Many men have been friend zoned.
Okay.
And stuck around long enough.
Okay.
To get lucky that one time, like she was a little bit upset.
So then it's up to that person if they want to do that. I don't think you fault the woman.
I'm just saying, we need to figure out. So back to my question, because, Baby A, at some point, shout out Baby A, at some point is going to want to talk to girls, and I'm trying to be responsible. I'm trying to teach him how to be a good man. You know what I mean? And so, but again, I understand that when I was younger in the 80s and 90s, I was dysfunctional. I was terrible, for real. So anything I'm going to tell him is all bad. And I understand that. So how does he go about, okay, we got the one-on-one, but does he tell her like, yo, is it okay? Because nowadays I feel like you can't tell a woman she's beautiful.
Well, it depends on where you're picking up at. I
need specifics.
Right? So like say we're at a restaurant, I would want a man to send me some roses, and that happens all the time actually, but okay, scared of you, Miss Thing. But no, and then I decide, of course, if I want to, he's gonna come up to me sooner or later before I leave to approach me for my number, and obviously from there I decide whether I want to give him my number.
So roses don't automatically equal the number?
Of course not.
I'm
Neither
asking.
does a drink.
Neither, exactly. Neither does a drink.
The entitlement needs to go away.
They've even sent me a bottle to my table, like a $500 bottle.
You can't give the number for $500.
It's just like,
is she obligated?
It's $500.
I didn't ask for it, though.
Is she obligated? Okay, so should she decline it then?
Yes. Decline the bottle.
I would have declined the bottle, but I'm not mad at you for not declining. I'm not mad at you.
The thing is that I did. I told the waitress, like, know who sent this, and then they told me who it was. And of course, I don't want to feel like I owe them or I have to do something.
Okay, so she declined it.
Okay, good.
But then he insists.
Yes, then he insists.
Then what?
Well, if he insists, then that ain't on you.
Thank you.
It's because men have a whole different mentality. Oh, let me show her what I can give her.
Because y'all,
I have money or whatever.
Now we're going to go there. Because you guys don't respect anything but money.
Now you're making a generalization, and that doesn't apply to all women. Okay. But you can finish your statement after.
Because let's be real. What little girls are not taught like, hey, a nice guy with good character. Maybe he's a mechanic. Maybe he drives a bus, but a good guy. No, y'all want the knight in shining armor to come through in a brand new Bentley. You know what I mean? Make $500,000, $2 million a year. You know what I mean? Gonna take you to Paris. Y'all want to get Birkin bags and you know what I'm saying? All of that. and not tripping off the dude that's just gonna love you. You know what I mean? He might take you to Olive Garden and that's it. That's
Oh,
about
you
as
mean
good.
the one that you married that wasn't a financial support for 12 years and then you came out of that and decided you needed the man that's going to buy you all that because you got screwed over once?
That one got personal real
You
quick.
mean that scenario?
I'm just saying, look, at some point we have to find some kind of common ground where we can just say, like, look, I think you really, you know what I mean? Like, a dude should be able to say, like, look, girl, I like the way you look today. You look real amazing. You know what I'm saying?
I would like to take you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should be able, but
they
not
don't
say
talk
none of the
like
extra,
that.
none of the extra crazy, none of the crazy, but just like, hey, you know, the way you was wearing them pants. No, that was extra, right?
Right.
Sorry, my bad.
That's my point.
That's the 90s. That's the night. Blame it on the 90s.
And
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
okay for them to think it, you
Okay.
know, but just don't speak out loud. Keep it to yourself.
Okay. How about
Also, really quickly, when a man does approach me that way,
yes.
my automatic thought is, how many other women did you just... It's like fishing
Yes.
to me. So when it's like
Yes.
fishing and I feel like you're trying to bait me and you probably baited 100 other women on your way walking into the gym, since that's the example I gave, what part of that is supposed to make me feel like
Special.
I can
But what
take
if
you
you're
serious?
the special fish?
Really?
No.
I mean, okay.
If
What if,
something sounds like a line, it's been used several times. Period.
okay, what if it's your eyes are like beautiful almonds? Is that a line?
No, maybe in elementary school as you're trading snacks.
I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to help my people out. You know what I'm saying? To figure out how do we gonna get together and make love happen.
Well, like in my situation, since I have 4 boys, I obviously want to raise them well, as in how to approach women, how to go about it. You know,
So what would
because
you
I
tell
am
your
a woman.
boys? What
so,
would you tell
like
your
my
boys?
older son, you know, like say he tells me he likes this girl. Oh, I'll go and buy him a little gift. You know, something small. Not that he needs a gift to get her, but
It's a nice
it's
gesture.
a nice thought, you know, and
He could pick a flower and bring
how
it
about
to
this?
her.
Yeah.
This is what I told my older one, Elijah. He 18. Shout out to Elijah. I be throwing him under the bus a lot. But I told Elijah, because and I know this is old school, so y'all probably gonna look at me stupid. But I told him, yo, make a girl a mixtape, because he was like, I like this girl. I was like, make
That
her a
is
mixtape.
that's old school for sure, but I'm not mad at it.
I'm just because I'm saying, put a bunch of love songs on there and be like, girl, I was thinking about you. Listen to these songs. This is how I was feeling when I was thinking about you. Why is that bad?
No. All I was gonna say is it's meant to be old school. He can put some oldies on there. What love songs now aren't gonna be translated as inappropriate? The lyrics.
yeah.
He gonna put the
You
WAP
wanna
on it.
what? Right.
I'm just saying, look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, you know, I think genuinely we're getting to a place where I like to believe, as a man, I want to say this, that we're trying to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I see, especially I'm a man of a certain age. You know, good black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? I don't look my age. But
We got it.
but I'm a man of a certain age, and I see that dudes my age and even younger dudes are like trying to, you know, we're getting more in touch with our feelings, right? We're being more sensitive, right? Now the ratchetness that goes on with with all the lils and the babies and all that ain't got nothing to do with us. You know, all the little pumps and the baby babies and whatever. But I think to some degree, you know what I'm saying? I think men are trying to do better. And all we're saying is this: we might not always get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if y'all give us some direction, we could eventually figure it out. Because I still think, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, if I go right here with it, you know what I'm saying, that might be really cool a little bit. But
If she's into you, can you get there first? Can you get there first?
but you know, here's the thing. On behalf of my species, for what y'all go through, seriously, I got to say I'm sorry. Because it's absolutely insane that you guys have to, even at times, I know we joke and we laugh or whatever, but have to live in fear. Like, you shouldn't have to live that way. You know what I mean? And you shouldn't have to feel like you have to protect yourself just because it's somebody from the opposite sex. Like, that is absolutely insane to me.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to say, you know, like, yo, I'm so sorry that you've had to endure some of the most ridiculous things, you know, because like I said, we could laugh about certain things, but the more ridiculous things, like, that's just, it's stupid. You know what I mean? And so I implore, gentlemen, You know what I mean? And I'm giving y'all my word that if I see something moving forward, you know what I mean? It's kind of that see something, say something. You know what I mean? If I see some ridiculous from some fellas, hey man, sure, that's not cool, man. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think that would help if dudes actually stepped up. I don't know if you feel that way, but I think if dudes stepped up and started being more vocal about this sort of thing and about, you know, talking about, you know, treating women a little bit differently, I think it would change. But also, I think if women, not necessarily aggressively, but just more, just be like, yo, that's corny. Because the last thing a dude wants to do is be embarrassed. You know what I mean? Because we're a big ball of ego, right? I think that if you check dudes more often, as opposed to just like get an attitude, but just like, yo, really, that's corny. You know what I mean?
True, but I also feel like we have to be careful how we reject them, because sometimes men, their egos, like especially when they're with other men, that's why I don't have respect for that. They now have a point to prove, and she's not gonna make me look like that in front of these guys, you know?
Yeah.
So it's scary.
Yeah, definitely. I've had an incident real quick. At a bar one time, some guy came and tried to pull me because he had bought me a drink, and I didn't finish the drink. And I walked up and went to go say hi to my other guy friends, and he came and pulled me by the arm, and I told him, stop, don't touch me. And he kept, no, you're mine, you need to come with me. Like, he felt like he owned me over a drink.
That's my point.
Okay.
And that, and you know, and it's just, it makes you, how you said, you have to be careful how you come at them, because they could get either aggressive or just more disrespectful, or you never know. What if they start stalking you, or I don't know. You never know. There's just so much.
Or if you react in a certain way, the man was like, who treated you that way? I'm not him. I'm like, you're all like, how do I know?
Right.
I have to come out swinging.
Fellas, we got to do better, man.
I'm different.
Right.
Fellas, we got to do better. Listen, we want to hear from you. Please holler at us. Put a comment down below. You gotta subscribe. Hit the little bell so that you can get the notifications. Hit us on our social media as well. I'm J-Love at J-Love Official, at Mars Mindset. I don't know if you want to throw yours out there because you might get some crazy.
Right.
But yo, fellas, we got to do better. You feel me? We got to do better. We got to respect women and ladies. I don't even know what to say. Other than, again, I'll say my bad. I'm sorry. We're stupid. But, you know, thank you for tuning in. This is officially the Revolution Radio Show, a.k.a. the Revolution Podcast. Until next time, understand this. You got to reach for your best. You got to reach for success. But most of all, reach for God, because God is love and love is everything. It's your boy, J-Love, man. I'm going to see y'all on the other side. Hey, don't let me bring it down like this. You know what I mean? You need to subscribe. Gosh. You need to subscribe and hit that bell. Get them notifications. Put a comment. Let me know.
We get it. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We want to hear from you. Instagram at The Revolution Podcast, at JLoveOfficial, and at Mars Mindset.